Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Dash, and double honors go out to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who continue through the Holy Spirit to give us His truth. All right, this is Naaman with the DC camp, and as you can or have already read on the screen here, just when you think that these devils can't go in their lore, well, get a load of this. These devils know that this is a big hang-up with Jake, all right? History, all right? And why a lot of people don't trust in their science. A lot of Jakes don't trust in their science. And as well, they shouldn't, because we know of all, it's not just Tuskegee here, all right? Not by a long shot. So don't just think so. But to resort to this is fucked up. So let's get into it. This is from fastcompany.com. All right. And this is from June 30th. It says these descendants of Tuskegee Study participants are urging Black Americans to get vaccinated. A new campaign from the Ad Council remembers one of the country's darkest episodes of medical racism in the hope that it can help reduce vaccine hesitancy among Black Americans. You people hadn't figured out by now that it's more to this than some damn COVID. That if you're of the mindset that you're going to go ahead and take this because you're scared, you've been so inconvenienced, your life was such as this has been a big interruption and you need to get back to it, then you deserve everything that's coming down the pike. All right. It says in 1932, Black sharecroppers in Macon County, Alabama, were invited by the U.S. Public Health Service to take part in free treatment for quote-unquote bad blood, a highly unscientific term that referred to a variety of conditions including syphilis, anemia, and fatigue. But the USPHS and later the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention were knowingly deceiving them all along. See, this is the thing. These devils, first of all, you got to understand what war is, all right? We have been at war with these devils since we were first brought to this country, all right? And those that were on these shores before we got here, they are Israelites too. Northern Kingdom, for you black-only idiots, they had been dealing with these devils approximately 130 years before we were brought over here, all right? Anyway, it says the government's plan and what came to be known as the Tuskegee Study was to track the natural course of syphilis by not giving the participants any treatment at all. Over the following 40 years, more than 600 men, the majority carrying syphilis, were denied medical care, despite the fact that by 1947 penicillin was known to be effective treatment. More than 100 of the men died, 40 of their wives contracted the disease, and 19 children developed congenital syphilis. So they let it carry on through the bloodline. How wicked can you be? It only ended in 1972 following a journalist's tip. President Bill Clinton formally apologized. Who gives a fuck about you? See, they're so caught up on, well, we apologize, that's it. But let you get up in court and say, I apologize. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think does happen? But see, that goes to the arrogance of these Edomites, these so-called white people, because they think that whatever pittance, they dish out, oh, we gave them welfare, everything's all right. we gave him welfare. Actually, I've heard a devil, his name was Bill O'Reilly, say that to an interviewer that brought up that very same issue. You know, well, he was talking about Jake, you know, whatever, you know, slavery, whatever. We gave him welfare. Just brushed it off like that. All right, this is why the scriptures tell us that he's going to get double. And, you know, in Revelation 18th chapter and in James 2 and 13, you know, he that had no mercy is going to receive no mercy. Paraphrasing, all right? It says, Bill Clinton formally apologized in 1997, but no one was ever prosecuted. So for many so-called Black Americans, the study is very real in recent history and continues to inform medical decisions in the present as well as it should. All right. Racist episodes such as Tuskegee have created medical mistrust within the Black community, and that may now be contributing to hesitancy toward COVID-19 vaccine. As part of its drive to boost numbers among Black Americans, which have been comparatively low, the Ad Council has partnered with a Black-owned agency to launch a campaign. Oh, you fucking sellouts. The Ad Council has partnered with a Black-owned agency. They made it perfectly clear. All right, to launch a campaign directly addressing the Tuskegee Study, featuring descendants of the men subjected to the ethically heinous experiment, in hopes that by confronting the past, as well as acknowledging key differences from the C-19 crisis, Black Americans will be better informed in deciding whether to get the shot. If you can't see what's going on, there's a significant individual just came over the news that I watch. He's on a video. He's showing you where he got the shot, and it's glowing. He put a black light on it, and you can see where exactly he got the shot, and then his vein down here in his hand is glowing. That's a marker, people. It's not the mark, but it's a mark. All right? It says there's a significant amount of distrust in our community because of the history of medicine in this country and how Black people have been mistreated, says Kelly Richardson Lawson, CEO of Joy Collective, the creative agency that's partnering with the Ad Council. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Always goes to the damn woman. While rates of uptake of the C-19 vaccine among Black people have steadily improved over the past 3 months, they are still low compared with those of white people by about 1.4 times in the majority of states. It's an especially concerning gap considering the higher rates at which Black people have been infected with and died from the virus. That's bullshit. All right? Everybody's dying of everything else but this shit, but they're fidgeting the numbers. All right? It says 22% are taking a wait-and-see approach, signaling a lack of certainty. You goddamn right. Let's go ahead and look at a couple of these videos. Hold on. 1932.
I am the daughter of one of the men in the study, Freddie Lee Tyson. I'm also the daughter of Johnny Mae Neal Tyson. I have to include my wonderful mother because the two of them was on the journey together. My father had congenital syphilis from his mother. When penicillin became available, the men were denied treatment. There has been a lot of references to the study as to why Some people may or may not want to take the vaccine. A lot of misinformation is out there. We have the ability to find out the facts and the opportunity to talk with people who could help us go through the facts, and don't deny ourselves the opportunity the men were denied.
You sell out. These devils got to pay. Let's get another one.
Both of my great-grandfathers have been a part of that study. My roots in environmental health come from my great-grandfathers. They were sharecroppers, and then later they were able to own land for their family for generations to come. My ancestors' connection to the land has given me a strong care for our environment and how that environment influences human health. I am a fierce advocate for equitable treatment for all. The ways in which COVID-19 ravaged Black communities showed that we have underlying vulnerabilities when something like a pandemic hits. The path from tragedy to triumph travels along the path of learning.
What can you say? This is, you know what? You can't even really get mad. This is, this is just the way it's. Hey, prophecy. This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Now, what do you think happened? Whoever talked to these people, they made like all nice, like they were really concerned. Well, it's, we have your best interest at heart. And these Jakes just, wow. It says, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. If you're of a mind that you're not aware of his past dealings with our people, and that's just one incident out of so many, and you're going to believe, hey, let me continue. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And that's what they've already done in pretending to be us. All right, Ezekiel 36 chapter. All right, Zechariah 9 and 6. Revelation 2 and 9, Revelation 3 and 9. All right. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. They always come up with some kind of scheme when we look like we're going to get over the hump. And we end up right back down at the bottom. Well, we remain. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? You keep taking this devil's advice. You keep doing what he tells you, and it's always been to our detriment, to our ruin. But you keep doing it. Therefore, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? Who? A lot of people from the outside looking in, they keep saying, my goodness, you still, This is Jeremiah 15:1, and heading says, Judgment must come. This is verse 5. It says, For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Because in every situation, when you go to Isaiah 30, it gives the history of Jacob, Israel, going to our enemies for help. And nothing ever good came out of it. Judah warned against Egyptian alliance. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Most High. How our people don't know who they are, let alone who their power is. And that's what we're out there on the highways and byways trying to tell you. But you fan your hand and give us the middle finger and all that and other choice expletives. All right? It says, Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Most High Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, take counsel of everybody else. That's the theme here. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt, this is modern day Egypt. All captivities where it involved Israel really are synonymous. All right? But this is spiritual Egypt. When you go to Revelation chapter 11, all right, verses 7 and 8, it says that walk down and go into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. So Biden here in America is a new Pharaoh. All right. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. You trust in this individual, you got the vax, some of you dropped dead on sight, some of you dropped dead a little while afterwards, a couple of days afterwards, a couple of weeks, you get the picture. So all of you that took this shit are on the clock. All right? Because this is experimental. You have no idea. Hell, they don't even know what the hell's going to happen. They just wanted to get that shit in you. All right? It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right, let's go back to, man, this is just crazy. It says, a large slice of the slow uptake is certainly due to barriers to access, such as lack of health care and frontline jobs that don't allow time off. But mistrust is still part of the problem. So they thought they would address the issue head on. But this is some low down, dirty shit. It says the Ad Council's research showed that Tuskegee specifically came up as a reason for doubt among the community. It's our job, says Michelle Hillman, the Ad Council's Chief Campaign Development Officer, to make sure that misinformation and the trauma of the Tuskegee Study doesn't play a role in keeping anyone from learning more about the vaccines and making an informed decision for themselves. Is it any wonder, I believe it was the brother GMS Watchman, I believe he had a video about them. Let's see if I can find that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to the elders. Let's see. I thought I saw a video he did. Let's see. Let's see. Not that one. Hold on. Here it is. This is why this is happening
It's
now.
important to point out that we're not policing the internet for harmful material, that we actually rely on citizens to collect evidence to report to the platform first, and then report to us if seriously harmful content isn't taken down. So we were really set up as a safety net when some of this falls through the cracks. We're not seeking to become the content moderators ourselves. You know, we believe that the platforms build the digital roads. They also need to erect the digital guardrails and the safety guardrails and be, applying the virtual seatbelts.
So read between the lines. All right. The truth is now, because it's a hindrance to this, because people with a brain are saying, wait a minute, people are dropping dead because of this. And your own FDA has not approved it. So it's like people with common sense now are a danger. Wow, this is really some wicked shit. All right, it says they decided to take the very reason for people's skepticism and tackle it head on, harnessing the dark episode to inspire people today to make the right decisions. In America, we have to be able to confront our past, says Deborah Riley Draper. Oh, really? An award winning documentarian recruited to direct the ad campaign. These trials that we've gone through as African Americans help us to navigate our future in this country. Having Draper on board was key, Lawson explains. It's important to us to make sure that we are having these stories told from the lens of a black experience. And that's just it. You are black. All right, in every meaning of that word. All right. It says Draper most recently directed The Legacy of Black Wall Street, a two-part informative series about the rise of black economic success and the lead up to the Tulsa Massacre. See what happens when people of another nation controls a narrative about you and they twist it. It says another project aiming to educate about and honor sometimes forgotten legacies. Featured in the campaign are the direct descendants of some of the study's participants who tell the stories of their heritage. And you saw the first one, Lily Tyson Head. All right. And then the second one, so I'm going to skip this. Let's see. I'm going to skip on down here. Yeah. Draper also says the timing for the campaign is right, just as we witnessed a forceful reaction against the teaching of critical race theory, both by feverishly retaliating parents and by school boards themselves. Oh man, they twisting this shit up. Now's the moment to dispel myths about American history and allow people to. What's a myth? You experimented on people against their will, and a majority of them died. And then not only that, they passed it on to their children. So what's the myth? It was an evil, wicked thing. It says now the moment to dispel myths about American history and allow people to navigate this extraordinary time in the world with the facts. Yeah, right. That Draper says will help create the kind of future that's inclusive. When have we ever been inclusive except for some shit like this? All right, where they mean us harm. See, that's what these educated dummies, you got to watch out for them because they want to fit in so bad with massa, which in this case, all right, it just on Esau's part, it just reeks of desperation. All right, he needs you to get this shot. All right, let's see, let's get, let's see, let's go into Proverbs. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 26, verse 25. You have to watch out for these slick talking devils. It says, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. 26, whose hatred is covered by deceit. See, all these people, they got to him with their smooth talk. All right. And Jake just has been a sucker for it. It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be shewed before the whole congregation. And that's happening now. These devils are trying to hurry up. They're trying to hurry up and implement this new world order. All right. But they got to wait. They want everybody to get it, but you got some holdouts. All right. 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Uh-oh. There you go. All right. Might as well finish it on out. It says, a lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh ruin. And Jake is letting these devils do it again. All right. Let's go to, let's see. See if this is what I want. Yeah, this is Sirach 14:5. It says, he that is evil to himself, look at the state of this world since this devil has been in rulership. You've got trash floating in the Pacific Ocean. That mass is 2 times the size of the state of Texas, 3 times the size of the country of France. The water's polluted. The food is definitely polluted. It's death. It's GMOs. He thinks that he's smarter than the Most High. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Six, there is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. This devil is always in other people's business, saying he started this civilization, he's the root of all this, and yet he is never anything. 7, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. I'm going to close it on that. It's all so plain for us to see, but we're trying to tell you people out there, all right, we filter things through the scriptures, that this man is the devil. And he's the time, 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter, he's being revealed to the world. All right. Hey, so with that, once again, wow. They got to the descendants of the people, all right, who were experimented on in 1932, aka the Tuskegee experiment. And now they're advocates for this damn devil and his vaccine. Hey, shalom, shalom.